We'll call to order tonight's Committee of the Whole for the Auburn City Council meeting, May the 20th, 2025. The City Council has the minutes from our May 6th Committee of the Whole. Are there any additions to corrections to those minutes? If not, is there a move to approve?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the minutes from May 6th are approved. Board of Zoning Adjustment, Mayor Pro Tem Witten.
Yes, sir, we have one vacancy. Unexpired term begins immediately and ends January 20, 2026. We have an incumbent, Frost Rollins, who has resigned that position. I would like to nominate Mary Thomas Boyd, who is a current supernumerary.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for Mary Thomas Boyd. Any comments? I certainly would like to speak on behalf of Ms. Boyd. She has done a great job as supernumerary. She's lived in this town for a long, long time, and I have all the confidence in the world that she'll be a great member of the BZA and do a great job. Anyone else? All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And Mary Thomas Boyd is confirmed, is approved, and we'll confirm that later on in the agenda. Any questions for the city manager? Any announcements?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I'd
Please.
like to seek the council's approval that we bring the issue of council compensation to the Committee of the Whole on July 8th. The public may be aware that we've had a couple of work sessions on council compensation for the incoming council of 2026, and we've been provided with some information, some comparative compensation figures of other councils in the state of Alabama, and I think it's an appropriate time to discuss that if the council is in agreement with that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Parsons. Any thoughts or comments from the dais?
I would welcome that conversation.
Okay,
So would I.
okay. All right. Okay, good. With the council's approval, we'll ask the staff to put that on the Committee of the Whole for July the 8th. Okay? All right, any questions for Mr. Cummings, who is not Ms. Crouch? And we appreciate your substitution tonight. All right, anything for us, Mr. Cummings?
I do have one item. Item 8D is in dog trot. 3 in the consent agenda has been removed from the agenda and will be considered at a future meeting. That's item 8D3. So when we approve the consent agenda, and I'll remind you that when we do consider the consent agenda, that item will not be included in there.
Okay, thank you. All right, anything else? Is there a move to adjourn the Committee of the Whole?
So moved.
So moved.
All right, the Committee of the Whole is adjourned. For our audience, we will get started right at 6 o'clock. That's a little less than 2 minutes from now. We'll call to order tonight's City Council meeting for May the 20th, 2025. We certainly welcome those who have joined us in our council chambers, as well as those who are listening on WANI. And we also welcome those that are watching through our streaming services. With the roll call, Lindsay?
Adams,
Here.
Koblenz,
Here.
Dawson,
Here.
Griswold,
Here.
Mormon,
Here.
Parsons,
Here.
Taylor,
Here.
Witten,
Here.
Anders.
Here. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Earlier tonight, during the Committee of the Whole, the City Council unanimously appointed Mary Thomas Boyd to serve an unexpired term on the BZA. And certainly I want to say thank you to Frost Rollins, who has been an outstanding member of the BZA for a couple of terms now, and we appreciate her service. We also determined that on July the 8th, during the Committee of the Whole, that the City Council will conduct a conversation about council compensation, which follows a number of work sessions that the council has undergone in recent time. If you have any questions about that or thoughts, certainly share that before July the 8th. The council will have a discussion. There will be no decisions made at that night, but there will be a discussion at the Committee of the Whole. Under Mayor's announcements tonight, I will remind everyone that this coming Monday is Memorial Day, which includes the Mayor's Memorial Day Breakfast, which this will be the 25th year of that breakfast that was started under previous Mayor Bill Ham. Very excited to start our Memorial Day by recognizing those who have paid the ultimate price for our freedom, as well as those that are still with us. It's a very patriotic day, and I encourage you to take time on your Memorial Day to join us. The tickets are $25. They're still available at City Hall, and the breakfast will be at the AU Hotel and Conference Center. Also want to remind everyone and encourage everybody to join the Lee County Special Olympics team as they have their send-off Friday at 11 o'clock at Duck Sanford Football Stadium's parking lot. They'll be going to the state games in Troy. The members of the Special Olympics that finish first will get to go to the national championships in Minneapolis this year. What a great group of volunteers that work with our Special Olympians, and we appreciate them and their families and the way they represent our community. Also want to remind everyone that this Saturday is our first city market for this year. It's from 8 to 11 at Town Creek Park. Great opportunity for you to come to a farmer's market and purchase things that have been grown and made right here in our community by those that live amongst us. These will be going on Saturday mornings through the summer. And then finally, I want to recognize yesterday was the 6-year anniversary of the passing of Auburn police officer Will Beekner, who is our only police officer who was killed in the line of duty. And certainly those of us that are serving on the council and all of us here in Auburn will never forget losing that police officer. Our prayers continue with Will and his family. I know his daughter will be going to college this coming fall. But certainly thank you, Will, and your family for what you gave to this community to allow us to be free and safe every day. Anything else from the council?
I have an announcement.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's that time of year again for Juneteenth. So I just want to remind everybody, for those who know and don't know, that the Juneteenth parade this year will be June 14th, and it's going to start at 10 a.m. And the route is going to be from Boykin School to Drake School. So we're asking everybody in the community to come out and enjoy the parade. If you're not going to be in the parade, at least come out and watch the parade. And the event will be June 22nd at Keezer Park. That's on a Sunday from 2 to 6 p.m. Also the same thing. Come out and enjoy free food, free everything.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Anyone else? Okay, we'll move ahead with Auburn University Communications.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Vera Smith-T, and I'm serving as the Executive Vice President of Outreach this year for Auburn SGA. and I'm here to give a report on behalf of Auburn University SGA. So Auburn SGA hosted Ring Night on Thursday, April 24th. The night was actually a huge success with the highest record of attendance to date. And about 1,000 of the 1,200 rings sold total were picked up on Ring Night. And appearances were made by Albee and President Roberts, which was super fun. Auburn University's Camp War Eagle sessions begin on May 29th, and SGA will host a table at the involvement browses and have officers in attendance at the pep rallies. Auburn baseball went 1-2 in a 3-game series against the Ole Miss Rebels to finish off the regular season, and the Tigers are projected to host the upcoming regional. Thank y'all so much.
We appreciate it, yep. Certainly, we are excited about hosting baseball regionals, and we're thankful for Camp War Eagle. It really keeps our economy moving during the summer, and we're very excited about hosting those future students and their families as they come visit Auburn and get ready for their entry point into Auburn University. All right, at this time is citizens' communications on items on tonight's agenda. This is only about items on tonight's agenda. I will point you to a number of items on resolutions tonight that all have public hearings attached to that. So if you'd like to speak to us about one of those items, I would ask that you wait until we bring those forward. But any of the other items on our agenda, if you'd like to speak to the city council, please come forward and give us your name and address for the record, and you'll have 5 minutes to speak. Good afternoon.
My name is Johnny Dowdell, and my address is 1216 Combs Avenue. And I'd like to address the council concerning Martin Luther King and Jordan. I live on 1216, but I have to get on Martin Luther King to get to where I'm going. But when you try to get on, the trees, you can't see. You have to come all the way out into the road, and that's kind of hazardous because you may get hit and you can't see. And then
Miss Johnny, is this related to one of our items on our agenda tonight? Okay.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know if you were going to tag it on something on our agenda. I apologize. If you'd wait till the very end of the meeting, we'll let you come forward, okay?
I'm sorry, please excuse me.
That's no problem.
All right.
Anyone else? These are only items on tonight's agenda. Okay, we'll move ahead with city manager's communications.
Thank you, Mayor. As a reminder, item 8D3 in relation to Parker Creek Townhomes has been removed from the agenda. It will come forward on a future agenda item. So that's all the announcements I have. You ready to move on with the consent?
Please.
agenda? Does any council member wish to remove any item from the consent agenda and consider that item separately?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, thank you. I'd like to remove item 8, Charlie 1, and 8, Charlie 3.
Okay. 8C1 and 8C3. All right, anyone else? Okay, we'll go ahead with 8C1.
Item 8C1 is a request to authorize the city manager to execute a contract with Affordable Comfort Cooling Systems and Plumbing for annual HVAC maintenance of parks and recreation facilities in the amount of $15,750.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion is second. Sonny?
Thank you. I have it on good authority that the Dean Road Recreation Center air conditioner will be up and running soon, and I'm thrilled. And, but I noticed it's on the maintenance for $850. In fact, it's the first one on the list. Is that something that we can look to adjust and save $850, or? Because I don't think we'll need maintenance on a brand-new system.
I'll ask the Public Works Director. He worked on those bids, and he can address that directly.
Yeah, so we still have to maintain those systems in accordance with the manufacturer's recommendations for it to be serviceable under the warranty. So we still have to maintain that system even while it's under warranty.
Okay, so this is for a year, and so by the time a year's up, it'll be ready for maintenance. Okay.
Well,
Wasn't
correct,
thinking.
but we'll be performing maintenance during that warranty period.
I'm just so excited about the new system. I just wanted to
Yes, sir.
point that out, but thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, any other questions regarding 8C1? We're all excited about having air conditioning in the Dean Road Rec Center. All right, anyone else? Okay, have a motion second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And the motion carries. All right, 8C3.
Item 8C3 is a request to authorize the city manager to execute an agreement with Foresight Group LLC for the Mills Trail pedestrian bridge project in the amount of $53,500. The Mills Trail is in reference to an extension of the Town Creek Trail Park System to provide connectivity from Moores Mill Road to Wrights Mill Road.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion is second. Mr. Moore?
Thank you again. I think this kind of caught us flat-footed. I flipped that open and I said, honey, you got to see this. This is really great. So there's a nice map in there of what the Mills Trail is. And I really like this project. It's already walkable. You can pick the trail up at the Boy Scout hut on Hurd Avenue and follow it through the woods to the back of Wrights Mill Road School. And the trees along the way are just magnificent. You're just shaded the whole time. And by the way, I went to Wrights Mill Road School when it opened up back in 1962. And the only place we could play that year was in the drive-through, the paved drive-through, because it was mud, red mud, all around the schoolhouse. And so that's all we had. That was before Joe Bailey gave a park next door in honor of his wife, Margie. And the school is bigger now. It has a lot of playground area all around it. It's magnificent. The Mills Trail officially ends there, but it is joined across the road by Dr. George Benson's Nature Trail, which travels on through Town Creek and finally empties out onto South University, right behind the old house of my good friend Dr. John Hung on Windsor Drive. And I just thought, as I walked it today, my legs are sore. It's quite a long and beautiful walk, and it's easy walking. And I just thought how blessed we are to have this peaceful nature trail in the heart of our town. I look forward to seeing this project develop, and I appreciate those who had the vision and the wisdom to make this happen. So thank you very much, wherever you are.
Yeah, I'd like to tag onto that as well. This happens to be in Ward 6, and I'm super excited about that as well. I use those trails a lot, walking the family dog and exercising my kids. So you can actually go from Forestdale and Moores Mill Road, you can go right through across Hurd, behind Wrights Mill Road School, across Janet Drive, into the town, into the tree trail. I forget the name of that one particularly. There's also a second Eagle Scout trail that's directly behind the inclusive playground. That'll put you at Town Creek Park. You can take the option to go left to get onto University, but you can take a second option to go through to Kimberly Drive or Town Creek Park, Town Creek Subdivision. And once you get there, you can go cut through a trail that goes across Jules Collins Smith Museum and continue on across the street to Gouge, and you can actually get to campus in a very safe way. You don't have to negotiate any traffic at all, and it's a really exciting development for this town, and I really hope that this trend continues. I can see opportunities for connectivity above and beyond those, but I'm very appreciative of the work you've all done there, and I'm excited to use it some more.
Okay, great comments. Anyone else? All right, we've got a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the balance of the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second. Motion is second. Any further questions? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the consent agenda is approved. Ordinances.
Under ordinances, we have 9A, which is a request to authorize an ordinance for back-to-school sales tax holiday, thereby exempting certain items for city sales tax. This will be Friday, July 18th through Sunday, July 20th, 2025. Unanimous consent is necessary.
I'll introduce the ordinance and ask for unanimous consent.
Second.
Have a motion and second. Does anyone on the council have a problem moving forward with a vote on this evening? Seeing and hearing none, any comments or questions? Okay, Lindsay with the roll call.
Parsons,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Witten,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Oblence,
Yes, ma'am.
Dawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Griswold,
Yes, ma'am.
Mormon,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Under resolutions, item 10A1 is a request to approve a conditional use for the Greystone Commercial Development to be constructed, or to construct a commercial support use, a mini warehouse, climate storage on property located at 1800 East University, or East Sanford Avenue. A public hearing is required.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and second. This time I'll open the public hearing. If you'd like to address the city council, please come forward and give us your name and address for the record, and you'll have 5 minutes to speak to the city council. Okay. Seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing. Any comments or questions from the council? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Item 10A2 is a request to approve conditional use for Hertz Car Rental, which is a road service use, car rental office on property located at 1655 H South College Street. A public hearing is required.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. This time I'll open the public hearing. If you'd like to address the council regarding this, please come forward and give us your name and address for the record, and you'll have 5 minutes. See no one, we'll close the public hearing. Any comments or questions from the council? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Item 10A3 is a request to approve conditional use for Shelton Mill Phase 4 for a performance residential use, a multi-unit development on property located at 580 Shelton Mill Road. A public hearing is required.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion is second. This time I'll open the public hearing. If you'd like to address the city council, please come forward and give us your name and address for the record, and you'll have 5 minutes to speak to this council. Okay, seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing. Any comments or questions from the council?
Just have a quick question. This
Yes, sir.
Consists of 2 different zoning areas. Is that an issue, one way or another, zoning districts?
It's not a problem. I'll ask the planning director to speak to that.
No, it's not. That happens from time to time. The density was averaged and it's compliant, so it doesn't affect anything.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Is the plan right now for these to be rental units or for sale or?
Yes, so it's going to be a continuation of what's already there, and so they'll be rental.
Townhomes?
Yep.
Okay.
One other question. Access will be off of Shelton Lane, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And connectivity over to Chickasaw, is that going to connect?
That's going to be something that's going to be determined in DRT.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 10B is a request to authorize the mayor and city manager to execute documents for the vacation of a sidewalk easement on property owned by Waterview Properties LLC located at 122 Toomer Street. A public hearing is required.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. This time we'll open the public hearing. If you'd like to address the council on this, please come forward and give us your name and address for the record. See no one, we'll close the public hearing. Any comments or questions? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Okay, item 10C is a request to authorize the issuance of an outdoor cafe permit to AU Mac Bar LLC for Ronnie's Mac Bar to be located at 138 North College Street. A public hearing is required.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion is second. This time I'll open the public hearing. If you'd like to address the council, please come forward and give us your name and address for the record. See no one, we'll close the public hearing. Mr. Cummins, this is basically because there's an ownership change, right? They're not changing the amount of tables and chairs that'll be located outside on the sidewalk. It's a,
Anytime there's an ownership change, yes, that anybody that had an outdoor cafe would have to acquire a new outdoor cafe permit, yes.
anyone else have a question?
I'm just curious, what's a Mac bar?
Mac and cheese.
You could walk to it, Mr. Griswold.
Know it. I know it.
I'll have to try it out.
If I get a hankering for mac and cheese, I'll do that.
Anyone else? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries.
That's all the items for agenda.
Okay, this time we'll move forward to the citizens' open forum. If you'd like to address city council about anything,
Now,
please come forward and give us your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes to speak to the council. Miss Johnny, you should be first. Yeah.
Good afternoon. And again, my concern is,
Miss Johnny, would you pull that microphone down just a little bit? Thank you.
yeah. Can you hear
Okay.
me now?
Yes, ma'am.
all right, my concern is, I live at 1216 Combs, but when you turn on Jordan Street and trying to get to Martin Luther King, the trees are there. And you have to almost pull out in the road to see. And that's, to me, that's a hazard. The scenery is pretty, but it's kind of, you can't see. And then on the right of Jordan, there's a big black tall box. I don't know what that is, but you can't see from either directions because you just can't see. And if someone would go there and try to see what I'm talking about, when you're trying to make that left turn, it's hard because you cannot see. So that's my concern. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for bringing those concerns forward. And Mr. City Manager, tonight, can we take a look at that?
We've taken notes of that, and I was noticing the interim city engineer was also making notes, and we will follow up on that.
Okay, good. Thank you, Miss Johnny. Thanks for coming twice.
And I've also looked where because Ms. Johnny did reach out to me, so I went and I checked it out, so she is correct. It's sort of hard to see once you come out to get on Martin Luther King.
All right, who would be next? Okay, we'll close citizens' open forum. The council have anything they'd like to say tonight? Yes, sir.
I may have had a faux pas. If I said Joe Bailey during my little monologue there, that would be wrong. He was a great judge, but Jack Bailey was the guy that gave the land in honor of his wife. Jack was a great home builder in Auburn.
And a great citizen.
A great man.
Sure was.
And I don't know, but I'll bet that little girl knows the Smith teas in Opelika.
Oh, she knows him.
Okay.
She's fairly ingrained with that group of people.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Anything else?
The doctor.
The council receives notes from the staff each Friday, and this week's notes and what they've started doing is keeping up with the amount of events that are coming to our community to inform the council of what's happening on the weekends. And this past weekend, related to Parks and Rec facilities, there was an adult softball tournament, there was a youth baseball tournament, there was a youth soccer tournament, and there was an adult tennis tournament. You combine that with 3 events that have happened recently on campus with the SEC Women's Tennis Tournament, the NCAA Men's Golf Regional, and the Spring USA Diving Nationals. And I have some information here from our tourism office that says over the last month, there's been an estimated 5,000 hotel room nights with an economic impact of almost $7 million to our community. So, there's a lot of things that Auburn is. It's also become a destination for people to spend their weekends with their families or chasing their dreams and activities and and the things that they like to do. I certainly am grateful to our Parks and Rec staff who have taken an open mind and a great attitude towards working with some of these companies and organizations to host these events in our community. And I'm proud. And again, this speaks to the town and gown where we've got 3 different university based activities that are going on campus, but the camaraderie and the level of partnership that goes along with our tourism to host these visitors to our community is pretty important. And so thank you to all those people. And what these people bring to our town is helps us provide all the things that you want. And they leave money behind and resources behind from the money that they have spent on lodging and certainly food and anything else that they've purchased while they've been here. And all that is a great blessing to our entire community because it helps us pay for a great city. So I'm thankful that we take opportunities, strategic opportunities to be tourist-minded in this town. And I believe Auburn is a community, and it's proven to be a community that people want to spend their weekend in. And so I'm just thankful. Wanted to let our community know when you think Auburn's quiet, there's a lot of people that are here on the weekends, and we're certainly grateful for that. All right. Anyone else?
Real quick, Mayor.
Yes, please.
Thursday, the 2025 class of Auburn High School graduates, and I'd just like to say congratulations to all those who are walking, and best to you in your next chapter.
Good. Thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate that.
And I also I just want to bring this to the attention, and it's been brought to the attention of the council before. Right off of Fraser Street, and when you turn on to Bragg Avenue, if you're trying to make a left, we still gonna talk about that hill because it's getting more and more dangerous right there. You just about got to pull your car out in the road in order to make a turn. So I know about a couple of mornings I don't like to get hit trying to see what's coming over the hill. So I know that property belongs to the neighbor there. So maybe you can talk to the Hills again about, what we can do about shaving that hill down a little bit so that we be able to see it, put some type of sign there or something.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Is there a move to adjourn?
So moved.
We are adjourned.